I don't know about you, but that was the most exciting weekend that I have had in well over a year. Today's main topic, brought to you by Sofx, is going to be on, you guessed it, the Riders Republic beta. We're going to be sharing our thoughts on that coming up here pretty soon. But first, I want to give a super special welcome to all of our newest viewers hopping in following this beta weekend. What's up, Riders? This is Après STEEP, episode... Oh, I forgot which week we're on. Oh, no.
The Riders Republic beta is officially over, but I hope everyone had a chance to play. I mean, everyone did. It went public, so, you had your chance if you were looking anywhere with Riders Republic news, and we'll talk a lot more about that in the main topic. But now we just have 57 days left until the game releases, and I'm feeling a lot more confident now that we've actually gotten to play it. I think we can meet that 57 days. Right now, we still have our STEEP Film Festival webpage up, so you can submit any and all of your STEEP clips that you have for the film festival that we'll have coming up sometime before Riders Republic releases. We also have 2 different TFG events open for submission right now. We still have Canyon Fodder in STEEP, and we also have a Riders Republic beta best trick. We're looking for your best 5 to 20 second trick on any of the sports, and you can submit multiple clips. And for all of those submissions, just head to nickandmitch.com.
So, did you even have time this weekend to play the extended beta? I did not.
I know, I had a busy weekend too. Someone actually did get a clip from my weekend, so I'll put it right here.
Oh my God.
Yep.
You were going for it.
That's what I do on the weekends.
I don't know if that's better or worse than sitting in an air-conditioned room playing a video game all day. I mean, you were making money at least.
Yeah, with the heat this weekend, it would have been better inside. I did play at nighttime and played pretty much the week before that because we got a little bit of that early look. So I've been playing it quite a bit, and man, I'm still having a fun time. Even if people think we're paid to say we're having a fun time, we're not paid to say that, and we're still having a fun time.
We're having a blast, and it was so deflating the day that we posted all of our videos. Last Wednesday, a week ago, we posted some videos, and folks over on Reddit were saying that we were corporate shills being paid for our content. People on the YouTube, on Instagram, everyone was just criticizing us, telling us that we were being paid. I wish they paid us to say all of that, and I wish those folks stuck around the channel to learn that we are not, in fact, paid. But, whatever. They cannot enjoy our videos. We know plenty of other people did, including this person who submitted the main topic for today. Thank you so much to Sofx. Way back on the 26th, they asked, how do you guys feel about how the gear in the Riders Republic beta was implemented during the beta? Do you like the way you can get better gear as you level up? Personally, Sofx liked it, but I think we should get our opinions on it first. So, Mitch, how did you feel about the gear? And we're talking strictly not about the outfits. We're talking about the bikes, the skis, snowboards, etc., etc. Do you like the way that you can get better gear as you level up?
I do, yeah. It's a completely different from STEEP. It's a lot more along the lines of loot-based shooters or looter shooters, where you get basic guns to start, then you get better guns and better. So it might be weird for some people, especially who aren't used to that, and even in a sports game, because there were some high rank items that you could play around with in the beta, but you did have to do a good bit to unlock those. So it can get to a point where some people may have been frustrated with the controls because they were only using the basic gear and a basic bike. I still had trouble landing corks, and I was just trying to throw them all the time and different spins and flips on the bikes, and didn't have enough time. But knowing that there's a spin speed score thing that affects that, if you get a much better bike, you're going to be able to land those tricks and pull off crazier things. I do like it though as a chasing progression, where if you put your time into the bike, you're going to start getting better bikes. and you can eventually get, the greatest bike, but it might not always be the best option, or might not pull off the tricks that you want because it might spin too fast for you. So I think there's a lot more that you can play with a system like this.
Yeah, right. And, I'm not sure if we were told this or made aware of it. Are you aware at all? Was the bike, specifically the downhill bike that we got, was that a pretty immediate, like an intermediate level bike? Like, obviously, that's not the top tier, the best of the best. Obviously, that's not the scrapper bike. They probably gave us something that handles just neutrally. But do you think that's what we should expect for the middle, like a middle tier bike? Or was that still low tier, do you think?
I'm trying to remember the color, because there was, the different colors.
I think it was
gray,
blue.
green, blue, purple, gold, I believe is all that's in the system. And that was a blue bike, right?
Yes, the original downhill that they gave you was a blue bike. And I believe the road bike was purple or pink. It was one of the two.
Yeah, I think the downhill bike was a good middle. I felt that controlled the best in the beta, at least for the races. I felt really comfortable with that bike. And it had a good mix of speed and control, but wasn't too fast. I think once you get up to some of the gold bikes, you might get a ton more speed, but you might lose a little bit on that control. So I think that was a good kind of level area to play. I think most of the equipment we got to use was blue across all of the sports. You got there pretty quickly. I saw some people using purples and gold in challenges, so they were there. I think some of those were the funkies too, like those really short skis that we used in that tricks battle. You could get crazy spins in on those. So if that same factor applied to, a regular long set of skis, it would be wild.
Yeah, right. You mentioned trying to pull as many corks as possible on the bike. And I did watch Steep's video, his 10-minute video with the bikes. It kind of looked... Have you seen it yet? Have you seen his video?
I watched part of it.
Okay. Kind of looks like he was using steep mode, doesn't it?
It might have
like
been,
he was landing some manual mode tricks there in the free-for-all battles.
I'll have to go watch that and look again. Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, you might have a leg up on Steep here in the game. You were the only person I know that played manual through all of that, so I take your word over anybody else's. I was using the auto assist mode, the steep mode, where you just released everything and it helped you land. But yeah, I did like the middle of the road. I am very excited to see what the spread of gear is. Like you said, we were getting a lot of mid-tier stuff, and unless you are going out and finding these hidden objects, these hidden pieces of gear around the map, which we're going to get to next here, you stayed pretty much in the middle of the pack. So I am excited to see what a gold bike does compared to a blue or a gray bike on the lower end of the spectrum here. Sofex also wanted to know how we felt about finding all of the wacky gear that was hidden around the map. I believe it was Sofex who posted a relics video in our self-promo channel, and also on YouTube for anybody to go watch. We're going to have that link down below where you can see roughly where these items were located in the beta on the map. Whether or not they're going to be there come the full game release still remains to be seen, but you might be able to get a heads up on all of these little Easter eggs, including the paper glider, the training bike, like the stationary bike, and the old style skis. So yeah, how do you feel about finding stuff around the map? I kind of like that. I think it kind of plays to that arcadey vibe where sometimes you don't have to do anything. Sometimes it's just fun to get a prize every once in a while.
Yeah, I like the wacky gear. I think they're called funkies in the menu. And I love being able to use those because you can just go crazy. Someone did post, it was on Reddit. They somehow found pictures of a lot of the gear in the game. So I'll try and put that up now. And I'll definitely link to it, where I guess whenever he was first opening the gear menu, it showed way more equipment than was in the beta.
So it like glitched through the
so
beta
he was able to like
wall.
screenshot or video and like catch that and post some of it. So I think like this showed the 1-foot snowboard that was in the trailer. That's kind of a funky piece of gear. Don't know if you can find that or how you unlock that, but I think it's cool that they have some of that stuff scattered around. I don't know if there was much of a story or like a reason to go find it. I think they just popped up when I was flying around the map. It's like, hey, there's something hidden on the map or some treasure for you to find in this area, and it would be a marker. And I would like if there was more of a treasure hunt, almost like the mountain stories. So don't shoot me for saying those or bringing those back up. But something that, made you chase that gear a little bit more.
Hey, well, I mean, there is a pirate costume. We did see a pirate costume. I believe it was in the store on days 1 and 2 of the pre-registered beta before it opened to the public. You could buy that costume. Maybe that is a character in the game that's like, you got to go find all the treasure around the mountain.
I was going to say a pirate from Assassin's Creed Black Flag that just managed to make his way into this universe and believes he's still a pirate in the 1800s. Doesn't know what's going on. Has no idea what these people are doing on these sports, but he's like, there's treasure around the corner.
That is one thing. You bring up an interesting point. I was not looking for Easter eggs specifically during this beta. I was so sucked up with what was just right in front of me, consuming this game for the first time. You remember back in Steep, the ruins, almost every single, instance of ruins in the Alps has some callback to the Assassin's Creed emblem and the symbol. It's in the mason work of these ancient buildings. I didn't see anything like that was pointing to any other Ubisoft titles in this game as of right now. I just don't think I was looking hard enough. They have to be in there.
Yeah, there's a couple Easter eggs. There was one. The one I found, I was looking either at the campsite or at the map. I mean, I looked at the...
You found one?
Yeah, there are a couple things. There's something with the map had developers' names on it, I believe.
Oh.
And then there was one of the garbage cans or the recycling signs that says, throw your stuff here, throw your stuff there. If you read the sign closely, it was not from anywhere in the national parks. It was like a recycling and garbage sign from Intersex, New Jersey, I believe, or Middlesex, New Jersey. They just took that picture and used that because it's the real sign that county uses, but it's on the opposite coast.
Someone just jacked a garbage can and shipped it to the West Coast for the game.
Maybe it's from the Division or something, because that took place in New York.
Okay.
So maybe they just took that.
Okay,
they
super
reused
cool.
an asset or something. I don't know. You can read some of the signs, and there was, not all. A lot of them are national parks based, but some of them weren't.
Right, and there were. Well, I take that back. I did see some Easter eggs. There were mentions of rubber ducks, which I believe is Rainbow Six, right? It's Tom Clancy.
Maybe.
They feature rubber ducks. Am I talking out
my
butt
Division
here?
had them too, yeah.
The Division has them. Okay,
but I think that's
one of the games, one of the Ubisoft
in
titles.
general. They like to hide those because there was the Duck King.
Yeah, which, okay. So this had. We have too many main topics lined up for Riders Republic.
Too many.
One of them has to be discussing potential merch items and potential things that we can buy in real life. We have to get a little rubber ducky keychain or something with the Riders Republic gear.
I was gonna say,
I had it hanging off of my backpack. You had it on a face mask.
I might have a skier ducking over there in the corner.
Yeah, there's so many opportunities for real merch IRL from this game versus Steep. But I think we're going to cut it there. We are going to have plenty more to talk about Riders Republic, I think, until we go up until the release date. Mitch has one more thing to say.
I do have one more thing to say.
What's up?
It was the second part of Sofex's comment that wasn't bolded, so maybe you just glanced over it. He was saying about the gear that he liked the gear, but doesn't like that the cosmetics are locked to a set, as it limits your ability to use good gear but have it look how you want. And that is one of the biggest downsides right now that I saw in the game. Outside of the video editor, which we'll get to, but they've also said that's coming. The fact that the gold tier skis, if they're faction skis that are yellow, you're stuck with the yellow, and you can't you can't make them red to match your outfit or to match the look you're going for. So I think something that's been recommended that we've brought up before and some others have, I think it's called transmog in other games. It's pretty popular in MMOs, and I know in Monster Hunter, where you can take the stats of that really good gear but then have a different skin on top of it. So in this scenario, you could take those gold tier faction skis and apply a different look to them of one of the really low tier skis if you like the style. So something like that would just make the customization way better. And when you still see the scoreboard at the end of the games, it tells you that person was using a gold tier 600 level ski, It doesn't change that. You're just applying those stats to a different look. So
Right. And, from my marketing side, I can tell you right now that Faction signed a contract to use those yellow skis with their name and their design on them, and they paid probably a boatload of money so that that design was not touchable, and that everyone else that was going to play them was going to be a walking billboard for Faction. So that's the realistic side of it. But yes, I do agree with you that they should sign a contract that says you can mod these skis in the game. They're still your design. Just design it with different colors. Show us which parts of the skis we can change the color on.
Yeah, that is a really good point. I wonder
keep
if
the Faction logo bright green or something, but you can change it to whatever color you want. You're still going to have that obnoxious logo on there.
Yeah, and
something.
I would love to know that, not from a position of outing Ubisoft or the contracts. I would just love to know how these deals go down, because you're right. Faction will take their top brand, top of the line, $2,000 skis and say, these are our best skis. So if you're giving us a gold set of skis in the game, it has to be this design, because then people who are using those all the time will want to buy them, or they'll have that recognition. And then their entry-level skis, they're going to put those as the grays and the blues and the greens. But yeah, so I'd be interested if there is something in there that says they can't apply the gold stats to the certain color, to the basic skis, or a different company, because I think multiple companies have gold tier. But yeah, I'd be really interested if that's the reason why that's not in there anymore.
All right. Well, hey, we did some investigative work on the map before the map was ever announced or released or seen by the public, and we turned out to be correct. So our next mission here, folks, help us out here. We need to see the backdoor contracts between Ubisoft and all of the sponsors. That's the only logical next step. That's what we're talking about next week for the main topic. Just kidding, but like, could you imagine?
Yeah.
It's that time of the week again. It is time for the Riders Roundup, starting off with our best Steep photos. We've been working for the past, I don't know how many weeks, 4 or 5 at this point.
7?
7? Yeah, sure. I'll take it. We've been doing this for quite a while. We have been highlighting all of the riders who care to submit some images, their best images from Steep. So far, we have seen photos from Pancake Life, Strenio, Steepest Legend, Friggin' EU, The Space Clump 360, Sofex, and Nate Hotshot Mitch. Today's artiste is none other than Flair.
Yes. He submitted a few photos, I think one at one point and then a couple more. I think I'm going with his original photo he submitted though, and it's in the vertical orientation, but it's the only one that made me turn my head and try to figure this out, because he's walking on top of one of the mountain ridges, and looks like he was walking up, see the footprints, and then he's on skis now, I believe, but there's the two faces of the mountain, and the lighting is hitting it perfectly, where you got the one side that looks ridiculously steep, and you can see the light, and then you can see way in the top corner, like the very bottom of the mountain, and then on the right side, it's all dark and foggy, so he's got to make the choice of which face he wants to go down.
Yeah, not sure if he did this in the game or not, but it looks like he used like a 35mm black and white lens to take this picture. It looks like something that was in National Geographic or like Times. Like this, it looks like someone's walking across the Sahara Desert, and Flair just has such an eye for graphic design, including this next one that I chose. I call it 3D. I don't know what else to call this, and you know, you and I have talked about this image at length. I think this may be the most referenced picture that we have had from any weekly challenge, from anything in the Riders Roundup from the very beginning of Steepcast. This 3D image just, I can never stop looking away from it. I think at one point it was the background on my computer for work, and people at work were like, whoa, who did that? And I'm like, some crazy dude over in Finland. Like, it's insane. So Flair, thank you so much for giving us your best of. We cannot wait to see what you have in store for us come time for Riders Republic. Speaking of that, Flair has also put my foot in my mouth.
Yeah, you did.
Flair has come out with his first edit from Riders Republic. You can go and check that one out. It is over on our self-promo tab on Discord. What else do we have over there? If you would like to submit to the Best Steep Photos album, the one that we are looking at right now, we still have time. If you can get this in before next week's episode, we record on Monday, you will be featured, and we will keep this one going. I think the next thing that we do after this photo album is pictures from the beta, right?
Which that album's open now, so you can submit your best photos. I know they were collecting those on Twitter, I believe. The Riders Republic Twitter was asking for people's photos too, but we will collect them in a place where you can view them and not have to go dig through that thread or hope that they get posted. So we will have a best photo album for the beta, and then of course once the game comes out we'll have a ton of these photo challenges, but we'll probably have a best photo album and then the challenges that we do every week that have a bit more of a theme.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. All right, cool. Sorry, I lost the flow right here, man. All right, so the next segment that we typically do, we focus on one of our Discord channels on our server titled Self Promo, where you can self promo all of your work that you are uploading. We have way too much. We missed last week. We did a special episode last week because of the beta, and we missed a week, and we are just so swamped. So we are just going to tell you, encourage you to go click the link, join the Discord, and go click all of those links yourself. See what all of them have for you. We for sure have a Riders Republic playlist. The soundtrack playlist is now on Spotify. We have a Relics map made by Sofex. We have digital art from Sofex, I believe. We also have Flair's first edit. Mitch, please correct me. Whose art was that?
That was Ski Maniac's art.
So sorry.
Did
so
not
sorry.
want to miss the credit on that. But
No,
yeah, he was the one that did the skier, and I said, wow, we really want that so we can hang it on our wall. And he sent us the original file. So I'm just waiting to find a good vinyl printer to get something like this. But then
along with some other variations of that rider.
Yeah, was it all the sports? I mean, yeah, I guess, let's see.
No, I believe we just had
Skis.
ski, but there were like
Still.
3 different attitudes, 3 different riders.
Maybe I'll get all 4 of them in like a picture series or something. But yeah.
Very cool. But yes, come on over to the Discord, figure out what's going on over there. It is the place to be for Steep, for Riders Republic. We have so much going on over here. It's too much to put into one ad. You just got to click it. You got to come on over and join the community. I think that is it for this week. Thank you again, like we said at the very beginning, to all of the new viewers who I hope some of you have made it to this part. We cannot wait to see you guys back here on a weekly basis. We do the episodes every week. They drop at the same time every single Wednesday. So you can set your clock to us.
Yes, and I think we'll be starting the Riders Report soon. That'll be the newer version of this show because all the topics from here on out are going to be Riders Republic. We've got like 50 topics just from the beta, and that's going to grow. So yeah, we'll have those, and we'll have a couple TFG competitions in the next few weeks, and we'll have some news soon, real soon. We've been hinting at it heavily, but I think sometime the end of this week or next week we'll have something for you guys that you'll enjoy.
Yeah, it's coming, and the best way to stay up to date on all of that, like I said before, join us over on Discord. We will give you announcements when anything big happens, including this announcement that we have been teasing for the last few weeks. And subscribe to us over on YouTube. If you feel so inclined as to support the channel, help us make it better for you on the back end, you can join our executive producer, Bone Crusher 2D, and Coach 34, co-producers It's the Mort and Mitch's mom, and of course our fans and Fans Plus by becoming a member. You can find the video with all of the details on what membership to Nick and Mitch entails over on the channel.
Yeah, we also have Twitch, which we use sometimes for streaming, and Instagram, and our website, nickandmitch.com, and a link tree with all of our links just in a neater place. So they're also down at the bottom of this YouTube video, but that should be it, right? That's it.
Yeah,
we covered
that is it. We have made it through episode 34 of Après STEEP. I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see you on the slopes.